Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan, and I'm one of the current executive board members for the UNC Biology Ambassadors Program. I wanted to go ahead and do this presentation for you in case you were not able to attend our virtual Admitted Students Day event, so you can still get some information about the UNC Department of Biology. So to start off, here's some general information about the biology department here at UNC. You can find pretty much all of this information on the biology department website. So if you're interested in learning more, you can check out that website, and we'll be linking to that during the presentation as well. But one of the main things that we want to hit on is that there is not a specific pre-med track at UNC. So most of the pre-med requirements will fulfill the biology degree, but at the same time, if you do not want to take a biology degree, you can still take those pre-med classes and still get all of your requirements in. So we just wanted to highlight that as well. But by being a biology major, you can fulfill the pre-med requirements. It's just not, we just don't have a specific pre-med track. So all of our biology degrees, whether you choose Bachelor of Science, which is our BS, Bachelor of Arts, which is our BA, and our quantitative biology track, all of those majors will train you for a variety of career paths, including health professions like medical, dental, and veterinary, and as well as give you the skills you need to do research, teaching, and practice medicine for higher education, government, and private industry. So by being a biology major, you are able to do a variety of things in your career, and we hope to give you more information on that in this presentation too. So we have a couple degree choices here for UNC Biology. We have our BS Biology, our BA, our quantitative, and we're going to highlight our biology minor as well. So for the BS Biology, it often has a heavier focus in math and physics, as well as chemistry, compared to the BA biology track. So for BA biology here, you can see we have a fewer biology courses, and you do not have to take Chem 241, 261, 262, or physics. So 241, 261, 262, these are analytical chemistry with the lab, organic chemistry 1, and organic chemistry 2 with the lab. And for physics, you're not taking your 2 semesters of that and then one less biology as well. So most students that choose the BA biology choose this to double major more easily. So if you wanted to do um, a biology major as well as like a music major or English major, or even if you want to do biology and chem or biology and physics, this allows you to do that more easily. So also what some students do is they choose BA biology, but they still take these higher level chemistry classes to get the chemistry minor. If you are interested in the pre-med track, currently at least these classes are required in terms of these physics and higher level chemistry classes, but those pre-medical requirements are changing. So it's important to keep updated to see exactly what medical schools you're interested in, to see exactly what their requirements are, because like I said, those are changing. Now, for quantitative biology, this is specifically directed toward people who are interested in math and computer analyses. So our quantitative does take into account biology and higher level chemistry, as well as computer science classes and higher level math and statistic courses as well. And then our biology minor has 5 biology courses, and once you take those 5, you will receive the minor. So if you are interested in biology, but none of these major tracks seem applicable to you, then maybe you're interested in the biology minor. Okay, so this overviews the BS biology major currently. These requirements may change in the future, but this is the current requirements as of when we are recording this presentation. So in terms of the department, you were required to do Biology 101 and 101 lab or 102 lab. This is the gateway course for biology, and you can place out of Bio 101 and 101 lab if you have AP Bio scores from high school. And for bio, or for our 3 core classes, we have Bio 201, 202, and 205. So 201 is evolutionary biology, 202 is genetics, and 205 is developmental and cell biology. So with 101 and 201, 202, 205, these are supposed to give you a foundation for biology so you can succeed in these higher level courses, which are outlined below, where we have organismal classes, where essentially you will learn about some specific organism or group of organisms and gain hands-on experience with those in the lab. So some of these are like animal behavior or vertebrate embryology or local flora, plant biology, things like that. And then 4 biology electives that are higher than 205, which basically means that the higher the number is, the more focused in that course is on something, with what Bio 101 being the most general, a most broad course, and then the higher level, like 400, 600 levels, being more specific in a specific aspect of biology. And so we'll be highlighting some of those electives later in the presentation too. In terms of additional requirements, we were required to be taking Chem 102, 102 lab, 241, 261, 262, and 262 lab. So as a prereq for Chem 101, you need as a prereq for Chem 102, you need Chem 101, and that's not listed here, but that is a requirement. And you automatically get this chemistry minor with the BS biology because the chemistry minor is Chem 101, 102, 241, 261, 262 with their respective labs. In terms of physics, you're required to take 2 physics classes for the BS biology degree. So this can be physics 104, 105, or 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, and 119. So they pair up together as such, with biology for the life sciences being 114, 115, and a higher level, more calculus-based physics being 118 and 119. You're also required to take allied science courses, which can be in something like marine sciences or geology or another science that you're interested in, or math, and of course your general education requirements, which are listed below. And those are the same requirements for any major that you have here at Carolina. In terms of BA biology, as I said, BA, you do not have the same chemistry requirements, you do not have the same physics requirements, and you have 1 fewer biology courses here. So you still have Bio 101 and the 3 core classes as your foundations and your 1 organismal course, except you can have 1 fewer elective here. You have 3 biology electives rather than the 4. And in terms of additional requirements, you only have to take Chem 101 and 102, or place out of Chem 101 and take Chem 102, but you do not have to take the higher level chemistry courses, and you do not have to take the physics courses. You still have to take allied sciences courses. In fact, you have to take 2 more. So you have to take 4 allied and 3 supplemental education courses, and again, your general education requirements. For quantitative biology, you have vastly different requirements from the others. You still have Bio 101, 201, 202, 205 as your core classes, and then some lab courses. And the list of what can be chosen is here, and choice of 3 biology electives, which are specific from this list, which is a slightly different list from the BS and BA tracks. For additional requirements, since this is quantitative and it has a higher focus in computer science and math and chemistry, so you have to choose a statistics class, which is biostats or store 155. You can choose one of the 2. You still have to take some chemistry classes, some computer science classes, some higher level math, some more physics, and you'll still take your allied sciences and your general education requirements as well. And as it says here too, pre-medical students are encouraged to take 241 and 262. Those are requirements currently for most pre-medical schools, or for most medical schools, excuse me, but those requirements may be changing in the future. For the biology minor, if you're interested in this, you must take 2 of the 3 core courses, which is 201, 202, 205. You must take 1 course with a lab and 1 course above 400. And so this is 5 courses. And once you complete those 5, you'll be able to get the biology minor. So our biology department has a wide range of areas of biology that we cover, and our courses can specialize in any of these topics. Some of them specialize in more than one at the same time, And you might find that some of our courses also reach into additional topics, but these are the main ones that are advertised on our biology's departmental website. We have different research opportunities here at UNC. UNC is a big research school, and most of the students that come here want to get involved in research. And one of the things that we strongly recommend to you is that if you are here, attempt to get involved in research in some aspect, or if you don't research, at least try to get some sort of campus involvement with organizations on campus or campus jobs or study abroad, so you can at least make the most of your college experience. So for the areas of research in biology, we mainly have these outlined here, and there will be links. These are all linked in our presentation, and if you look in the description of this video, you will find a link to this slides like presentation itself, so you can also go through it on your own, and you can follow all of these links if any of these topics particularly interest you. So here are some photos of doing research here at UNC. So we have some of our biology students in their research labs and some of our chemistry labs, which is this middle photo here. And we have some of our students giving presentations on their research on these two photos on the right. That is a great opportunity to be able to learn how to articulate exactly what you've done in your research and gain experience talking about that to different faculty and students, so you learn how to gauge your audience, determining like how much do they actually know about your topic, like do I need to muddy this down, can I really get in depth with this topic? And it's just a great experience to learn how to do that, especially if you plan to continue on with like higher education in graduate school, medical school, things like that. This is a great opportunity to gain those skills. So one of the big questions that I know a lot of people have is how can I get involved in research? And one of the main things we recommend is not to worry about this your first year, um, especially your very first semester. If it's something that you get involved in your second semester, that's great. But first semester, you don't need to get involved in research right off the bat. If that ends up happening, great, but it's not something you should stress about. You have plenty of time. So one of the big ways you can get involved in research is connecting with faculty. So especially the longer you're here at Carolina, you can gain good connections with faculty and they can help recruit you into their labs. One of the main ways that I recommend getting connected with faculty is sitting in the front of their classrooms, going to their office hours, connecting with them, talking with them in person is incredibly important. If you just talk to them over email, that connection doesn't mean as much. So meeting with them in person, gaining those connections, taking multiple classes with the same professor can help as well because they actually will recognize you, especially if you sit near the front of their room. So there also are research opportunities outlined on this UNC Department of Biology website that you can take a look at. And if you're interested in a specific lab that you see there, you can send a professional email to that faculty member, and it's a good idea to include your resume with that email as well. You don't want to make this too long, but not too short either. You want to give them a solid paragraph to explain who you are, why you're emailing them, like why you're interested in the lab, things like that, and any kind of experience you have with that kind of lab work too. Something else that would be a great idea is to take a CURE class. So these are courses based in undergraduate research, and you will be able to work with a faculty member and your peers to basically do research in a class setting. So if you're coming to UNC and you feel overwhelmed or you feel like it's very competitive to do research, then taking a CURE class is really helpful because rather than trying to email a faculty member or connect with somebody directly, all you have to do is enroll in a course, which is a lot less scary for some people. And it's a good way to get involved in research, as I said. Something that can help you stand out at Carolina and in your future is getting involved in research because it may seem overwhelming that a lot of Carolina students are involved in research, but for most universities, most students don't really have all of these vast opportunities to get involved. So if you're planning to go to graduate school or pursuing something after your college degree, having this research experience is super helpful because it's not something that a lot of people have. So whether that's through working in a lab or getting this course experience, that's really helpful. You can also apply for internships that pertain to your field of interest. There are internships offered through the biology department, but you also can get internships elsewhere in the local area that might be able to pertain and just help pad your resume, even if you don't get course credit for it. You also can look at the Office of Undergraduate Research page for more research opportunities. Even if you do not get research, like course credit through biology, it would be completely worthwhile to try to gain research in a field you're interested in. So if you're a bio major, but you love anthropology or chemistry or music or English, like you can do research in all of those fields as well. It doesn't just have to be research in your major. As I said, internships are an option. We do have a course called Undergraduate Internship in Biology. It's for biology majors only and permission of the instructor. So you must have sponsored off-campus work that involves at least 135 hours, and internships must be approved in advance. So when you look into this course more, it will give you a list of internships that are already approved for this course requirement. But if you have an internship that's not listed there that you want to count, you also can contact, um, there is somebody to contact. The application requirement is on the website when you look into this, and you can contact that person and see if this internship that you're interested in would count. So here's more information if you want to pause the video and read this paragraph here about these biology internships. We also wanted to highlight what you can do with a biology degree because the answer is a lot. UNC is the #1 pre-med school, but being a biology major does not mean that you have to be pre-health in any way. So here's a pie chart outlining different um, career paths that you can take with biology, but I also just want to note that most of the students that come in as pre-med biology students at UNC don't actually stay pre-med and they change their mind, whether that's because they find out that it's just not the fit for them, or they end up finding out about something in biology that they never considered was interesting to them before, or they never considered as a career path before. So it's important to keep your mind open, even if you're set on knowing exactly what you want to do after college, regardless of where you go and regardless of what you end up choosing as your major, because you can always learn more information and figure out exactly what field is right for you. And so we also wanted to highlight some biology themed jobs that have great employment outlooks right now. And again, to reiterate, these are not really options, they are just examples. So if you feel like you love biology, but you have absolutely no idea what you would want to do with it, these are some options. And if you love biology and you want to do something with it, but you don't want to take any more than a bachelor's degree for whatever reason, here are some 9 entry-level biology jobs you can get just with your undergraduate biology degree. And again, these are not your only options, they are just examples. And we also have this photo in the bottom right where it explains some of the different salaries dependent on these biology careers. And so, what can I do with a biology degree? That could be what you're asking yourself now. And we wanted to highlight some of our different ambassador profiles here. So, we have Lexi at the left, and her after UNC plans are to attend a medical school to pursue a career in surgery. As I said, my name is Morgan. I'm here right next to Lexi. And my after UNC plans are to attend graduate school for forensic science and crime scene investigation. Courtney is planning to attend graduate school for ecology and evolutionary biology, and Paige is planning to get an MD, PhD, and work on research in a pediatric oncology as well as being a pediatric oncologist. So there are plenty of different options for what you can do with a biology degree. You don't have to just be pre-med. Okay. There are different biology courses offered every semester, but we wanted to highlight some of the ones for fall 2020 as examples that are coming up. Again, if you want to access these links, you can look in the description of this YouTube video, follow that link to this presentation, and then you'll be able to access all of those live links there. So these are some of the fall 2020 courses offered for biology. This is nowhere near the full extent of them. We just wanted to highlight some of them here. And to kind of just show the vast range of what we have here, because hopefully if you're interested in biology, there will always be something that you can take that will either interest you immediately, or it might be something that you're not sure if you're interested in, but it will let you grow. Okay. UNC Biology truly is a community. So on the left here, we have two of our professors that attended some of our students versus professors trivia nights. And on the right is a picture of our ambassadors at one of our students versus professors trivia nights at Linda's Down Bar on Franklin Street. So through the Biology Ambassadors program, one of the events we do is these professors versus students trivia nights. So we really try to integrate our students and our professors to help build a community outside of the classroom. Here is some more photos. This is a photo of the Genomic Sciences building and the Genomic Amphitheater. So if you are a UNC biology student, you will frequent Genome Sciences quite a bit. We have most of our classrooms in that building. And at the top right is graduation, if you do choose to come be with our university. And in the bottom right, we have a photo of a sea turtle from one of our research labs here. It's from the Lohman Lab, and they do animal behavior research there. Here are some more photos. At the left is a picture from our seafood forensics course where our students are visualizing a gel that they ran, where their goal for this course is to collect seafood and test it with DNA barcoding to see if it's actually what the label says it is. And in the middle here, we have some students in one of our organic chemistry classes. And on the right, we have one of the biology advisors named Giddy Shummer. Again, biology is really community. We have a photo of our ambassadors on the left here from one of the first years of our ambassadors program going live. At the top right, we have another photo from one of our students versus professors trivia night. This is from our most recent one, again at Linda's. And in the bottom right here, we have some of our ambassadors participating in a museum outreach event at the Science Museum in downtown Raleigh. So again, this presentation is coming from the Biology Bachelor's Program at UNC-Chapel Hill. We're a group of students who represent the UNC Department of Biology, and we do K through 12 outreach. We plan community events, we lead tours for prospective students, and we have a mentoring program for first year and transfer students as well. So if you are coming to UNC and you want to help get involved with our program, like I said, we have a mentorship program for first year and transfer students. Once you decide to come to UNC and you become a biology major, you can apply to be a mentor or a mentor. You can apply to be a mentee with us, excuse me. If you're selected through the application process, you will be paired with a mentor, and you're required to correspond with your mentor monthly and meet in person at least once a semester. And by having a mentor, you can talk to them about course selection, career planning, advice, whether that's biology advice or just college advice in general. And your mentor is not there for homework help. They're really supposed to be a deeper connection for you. And if you are staying with us at UNC as a biology major and you want to be a biology ambassador with us later on, you can apply in every March is when the application will roll out. And ambassadors gain experience in communication, teamwork, mentorship, and leadership. And ambassadors are required to lead tours, be a mentor, create and attend biology events on campus, and connect with the community. So we have our contact information highlighted here below if you would like to follow us on any of our social media or get into contact with us with any questions or concerns. Okay, so because you can't ask questions live, we wanted to go through some of these questions that we anticipate that you will have. So first is, if you placed out of biology in high school, do you recommend taking Bio 101? So if you placed out of bio in high school with AP Bio, um, and you feel very confident in biology in general, then you could avoid retaking Bio 101. If you have AP credit but you feel a little shaky, what I would advise, at least from personal experience, is to retake Bio 101 but not take Bio 101 lab. Because if you place out of Bio 1 in any regard, you do not have to take the lab, but you are eligible if you want to take either lecture or lab. And if you do feel shaky, I recommend taking the lecture but not the lab. Now, in terms of Chem 101, if you have AP Chem credit and you feel at all shaky in chemistry, I recommend highly taking Chem 101 lecture, but not the lab. And if you are shaky, if you're really shaky, definitely take Chem 101 lecture, but again, not the lab. The chemistry classes here at UNC really build off of one another. So if you at all feel like you're going to need support in chem, I do recommend taking that Chem 101 lecture. For me, I took AP Chemistry in high school, and I felt definitely shaky on it, but when I went to take Chem 101 here at UNC, I had at least seen those topics before, and Chem 101 really helped me build a foundation for chemistry here. And personally, if I hadn't taken Chem 101 and I had gone straight into Chem 102, I don't know if I would have been as successful. So, what advice or guidance is given for students interested in med school? I personally am not a pre-med student, but what I would advise to you, as I've said a couple times in this presentation, is that the pre-med requirements are actively changing right now. So if you are interested in medical school, I know this is pretty far in advance, but if you can start thinking ahead to the places where maybe you would want to go to medical school, look at their current requirements, see what courses are what they're currently requiring, and see if they have plans available to change those requirements, because some of them are outlining what they're planning to change in which year, and see if that applies to you. And that will help you figure out exactly which courses you should take. Again, if you're interested in medical school, you do not have to be a biology major. You can be any major and then take the courses that are required for medical school. But at the same time, if you want to go to medical school and you love bio, the bio degree does fulfill the pre-med requirements, so that might be useful to you. In terms of range in class size, some of our classes like our larger classes are up to 400 people, but some of our smaller classes are closer to like 8 or 10 people. Now, you can choose which kind of class size works for you best, but in general, the lower level courses like Bio 101, 201, etc., are going to be much larger courses, and then the higher up you go, the smaller the courses will be. For these larger courses, like the 400-person courses, especially at the lower level, you will have this thing called recitation, which essentially is a mini class outside of class with a graduate TA or an undergraduate TA, and you will review concepts in class or do an extra sort of assignment to help gain more information about what you're learning in class. And those recitation sections are about 20 to 30 students. So even though you're in a big lecture hall during lecture, when you have these recitations, there are these smaller groups of students. Another question is, do I have to take physics and chemistry as a bio major? Again, it really depends which bio track you choose. And so if you want to go back and look at those bio tracks more, that can help you figure out exactly dependent, or it can help you figure out exactly if you need to take physics or chemistry. Does biology prepare students for the medical school exam? Yes. The courses offered in the biology department through the biology tracks will prepare you for the medical school exams. That would be the MCAT. And dependent on how far along you are in the biology degree can determine at what time you want to take that exam. So if you are getting all of your requirements done early, maybe you want to go ahead and take that exam like summer before junior year. Or if you're still taking like most of the requirements that you're going to need to prepare yourself for that exam, maybe that comes closer to senior year, or maybe it comes after senior year if you're trying to take a gap year before you go to medical school. So you and your advisor will be able to figure out exactly when you need to take that exam. How much writing is incorporated into biology courses? I will say generally not a lot. Most of the work you do in your biology courses is being able to learn and understand information well enough that you can apply it to specific scenarios. You don't write essays or really lab reports in biology. You do write lab reports dependent on the specific labs that you're taking, but you don't take that many in specifically biology courses. Now, in terms of chemistry courses, you do write plenty of lab reports in chemistry labs, but again, during chemistry lectures, you don't have to incorporate that much writing. How many biology classes are taught by professors? How many by TAs? So the biology courses themselves, in terms of lectures, are taught by professors. They, but those courses will have recitations oftentimes, and those recitations will be taught by the TAs. Um, I personally do not know of a professor teaching a recitation. It is always usually graduate TAs that are taken in to do those, sometimes undergraduate TAs, but most often graduate TAs. And in terms of courses, it is taught by the professor. If the professor is having a freak day and they can't get into class for some reason, then maybe the TA will step in for the day to teach that one day of class, but the professor does teach class. And in terms of studying abroad, you'll be able to look for opportunities on the Study Abroad website to see exactly what is offered every semester. But there are biology themed study abroad opportunities always available. When you study abroad, you can take biology courses abroad, you can take chemistry, you can take gen ed courses abroad, and all of those can help you fulfill your biology major. And some people worry that they're not going to be able to study abroad because they're taking all these hard STEM classes, but I will say most people, if you actually want to study abroad, you are more than able to study abroad. Um, the main thing that holds people back from studying abroad is not their courses, it's other requirements on campus, whether you're involved in other organizations or you have an on-campus job or you have different finance abilities that restrict you from going abroad. But the courses themselves do not restrict you from doing that. And so this brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you for listening. I'm going to highlight back to this webpage. So if you have any questions about this presentation or any concerns about like getting involved or anything else that we can help you with, feel free to shoot us an email at that email there. And again, you can connect with us on social media. Um, I hope you have a great day and thanks for listening.